So here you've got some lapidary wheels over there.
Okay, this is my bead making machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I do on this. I make my beads on this. I just work on this end. That's it.
Yeah.
This is a high-speed grinder that I use to clean fire egg. I don't cut much fire egg anymore, but I needed to get to where I could remove the outer calcities and stuff real quick. I'm going to turn it on real quick so you can hear how high speed it is. It's high speed. Okay, back there is my original grinder I bought. That might be, it was either that, I think it was that grinder. I bought that in '77, and back then it cost like 250 bucks. No more, those days are long gone. This is where I do all my saw work. This is a 10-inch, and this is a 6-inch. And when I need to saw stuff up, I fire one of these up. This, I used to do a lot of casting. In fact, I'm considering selling all this stuff because I haven't cast since I moved down here from the Gallup area. That's a complete casting setup. I used to do quite a bit of casting, but you know, I haven't used it in years. I mean, it's like brand new because I take good care of my stuff, but
yeah.
This is a South Bend, what they call a tool room lathe. And I was a machinist before I became a jeweler. I literally took this lathe down all the way down to all its parts. And then I cleaned it all up. I painted it this color. And, you know, these are contemporary. Anyway, I like machine work, so I've got this in the studio.
What would you do with that tool?
Basically anything that needs to be done with steel. Here, I'll show you something. I made this little thing so I could spin these grinding wheels.
So you can fabricate steel pieces into any tool you want.
Anything. This is a Austrian-made milling machine. I do a lot of my real fancy beads using this to do some shaping. In fact, here. This is one of the most involved beads I've ever made.
You know, I did a video on beads, and I relied on a lot of your expertise for that. That's a style that really goes back a long ways, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a combination of Indus Valley and Swat Valley. I combined the look of two ancient cultures to come up with this idea.
When we say ancient, we're talking about 6,000 BC?
Yeah, a long time ago. Okay, this broke when I was making it. I used this machine. All these indents, I cut on this machine.
I see.
I've got a thing that I can, and then I just turn it by hand against a diamond bird. But this unfortunately broke. Oh, this piece probably has 70 hours in it. This is where I do all my carving, my fire agate work. I built this bench when we first moved into our house. So I had a place to work. So I made this so I could do whatever I was up to.
Yeah.
And this particular spot.
Got a nice view here.
Best view any jeweler has. This is where I do all my inlay, my stone prep. You know, I designed this a long time ago. You can sit in here and you can just turn, and I have two 4-inch saws that I have set up, and You know, I've got a Ford hanging right here so I can have a Ford and just, I tried to make things as easy as possible. You know, just, and when I designed the benches for this studio, they were all ergonomic for me. This is one of my favorite tools that I've ever owned. Again, it's a lathe. It's a jeweler's lathe. A lot of this precision metal work I do, the reason it's precision because I make it in this. This machine is 1 year younger than me, so it's old. But I got all these beautiful, all the tooling with it.
Yeah.
You know, I've got, anyway, I ended up getting this, which is kind of really cool. I traded a $1,200 super fine Moranci neck beads for this machine and another machine. I found out the value of this when I got it, $8,000. And this is where I do all my buffing. This is my smithing bench. I had a two-station smithing bench when I lived up north because I had two different nephews work with me. So we needed two stations on the smithing bench. I just sold a really nice bracelet. If you're familiar with my work, it was the one I called it was a row bracelet. I call it the Chinese catalog. My daughter got quite upset. So this is my next project. I made one of these beads with mouse sit, which is almost a jade. Anyway, I told my daughter I'd make her something cool. Anyway, I'll end up using almost all coral, and then I'll put like some real high-grade spiderweb and stuff in it. And this is on my website. If you go to my website and go to, I think it's on my silversmithing page. I made 4 of these all at once, and they were quite involved. I can't remember how many pieces of each one of these. Let me get this open so I can show you. When this bead gets completed, and again, you can see it on my website, there's going to be a hanger up here. The bead can hang this way or that way. My wife will make a real beautiful silk braid for it. I still have the talent in my head, but it's just getting old enough to where a lot of this stuff's difficult. I can still do it all, but I don't do any smithing hardly anymore. These were gold beads I made quite a few years ago. And I know Ernie Montoya, I don't think he had bought both of them, but these are 18 karat. My goodies. Quite the piece of turquoise. You know, and this is another piece that I'll never cut. It's just too nice of a specimen. It's got every high-grade spiderweb turquoise in it. And I've always had a shelf on my smithing bench just to put cool stuff to look at.
Is that real dark piece?
This piece, our buddy Alan Bochelle found this out in California. And he goes, oh, you might as well have it. I'm going to probably give it back to him now that he's making beads.
So Alan lived in the Baker's area. It would be the area where they were mining in the Mojave Desert.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be sort of a Mojave Desert.
Exactly.
That's the finest I've ever seen of
It's
that.
outrageous.
I've never seen anything.
I mean, and it's so hard. It's, let me get something to clack it on.
Yeah.
I mean, that is hard rock turquoise, my friends.
Wow.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's amazing.
Oh, did you notice the ceiling?
Okay.
That's a big mosaic.
It is.
That-
You did all this work yourself.
My nephew and one guy did the ceiling for me. I hired people to do stuff.
Yeah.
I designed it. I gave you the exit for the smoke pipe. I hadn't welded in years, and I didn't trust any welders around here to give me what I needed, so I built that metal piece that supports the,
Yeah.
you know, but it's, I like a challenge and always have, so, you know, but this is definitely one of the top shops amongst people I know.
Well, I think a lot of people, especially jewelers who see this, are going to say, okay, that's what I want when I grow up.
Well, it only took, what, 40 some years
Yeah,
to slowly put it all together.
All you got to
So
do is stick with
get
it 40
real
years and you can have what Danny has.
quick. Sure can.
Okay.
And hopefully you have some creativity and 3D design skills behind yourself.
That always helps. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it.
My